All right, a record of just over 183 million people are planning to shop in store and online from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday. That's according to the National Retail Federation. 65% of shoppers expected to shop in stores today. Holiday spending overall expected to reach record levels this year, totaling between $979 and $989 billion. Adobe forecasting a record-breaking holiday season online, with nearly $241 billion expected to be spent between November and December. A Spring and SWA Retail Advisors president and Dealmakers co-founder Stacey Widlitz. Stacey, so one of the things anecdotally that I'm hearing with this particular consumer spending season for the holidays is that we're seeing more Americans going out to the physical stores. Can you explain that phenomenon?
Absolutely, Cheryl, and happy Cyber Week, by the way. And we are absolutely seeing traffic return to the stores. So we've just heard Q3 earnings from Walmart, Kohl's, Target, you name it. Walmart's traffic was up. I mean, this is all a good sign as consumers are coming back. They're out there and they're looking for deals, because you forget, after COVID, there's more full price selling. So we're getting less deals in our face all the time from now through Christmas. So this weekend is it. If you want a deal, you can get out there and take advantage of it.
What do you make of some of these retailers now? And this is kind of the social media campaigns they're putting out there. They're saying tariffs are coming. These are the best prices you're going to get because, you know, we're going to have to raise prices. You did have a Walmart executive week before last make a comment that he believed that they would have to raise prices if tariffs were put in place. What do you say?
Absolutely, Cheryl. Tariffs are a big issue. So for Walmart, a third of their business could be hit by tariffs. You think about Best Buy, the majority of their business will be hit. And, you know, this happened back in 2018 as well. I think that, yes, prices will come up, and particularly for consumer electronics, we might get a little pull forward panic last minute, stock up on whatever you might need, because prices in 2025 and beyond will go up. But you also forget that during COVID, we had prices in general go up around 30%, whether it was handbags or consumer electronics. And the consumer took the price increases, and the consumer still remains robust.
Interesting, yeah. All right, let's talk about some of the things that people are buying. Tech toys, luxury beauty products, those are the expectations to drive sales. Adobe, going back to their forecast, they're saying that the consumers are going to spend over $55 billion online on electronics specifically, $10.3 billion on cosmetics, and more than $8 billion on toys. So talk to us about what shoppers are looking for, in particular for Cyber Week.
I think it's for Cyber Week, it's very much about gift giving. It's the toys. Where can you get the best deal? Whether it's Walmart, Target, or Kohl's. As you said, consumer electronics we're going to have that FOMO pull forward, hopefully into holiday. And of course, beauty is one of the categories that continues to grow. You look at Target was positive beauty, Walmart's positive. I think Ulta will have a decent holiday, and certainly they've been giving a few incremental promotions to entice the consumer to come in, because it is a very competitive space. But certainly, you know, in general, I would say the promotions this year are 30% off versus 40% last year. So not as great as last year, which the good news is margins will be intact.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because we keep talking about this year the consumer getting stretched, and that even though inflation has come down, which it has this year, that consumers, because they did spend so much over the summer, that they were going to pull back for the shortened holiday season. We'll see. By the way, Adobe is also saying that buy now, pay later is expected to see strong growth this year, and that this is going to be the first mobile-first holiday season. So everybody on their phone, mobile spending, taking over desktop for a brief moment last year. Stacey, is that true? For those that are spending online, are they doing it on their phone?
Absolutely, Cheryl. And I'm sure, you know, you might have seen a couple family members around the table maybe having their phone open, just glancing through what the best deals are. So absolutely, it's all about convenience. And I think that's going to be a much bigger portion this year, not overtaking desktop, but I think it's going to be a big chunk of the puzzle. And you also touched on BNPL. You think about credit card fees rates; they are the highest we've ever seen. So certainly, the customers looking at their debt and paying off that interest every month and saying, you know what, I'm going to look at BNPL because I can split it up, and the majority of it, you're not going to be paying a fee, assuming you pay full on time.
I just want to get John Lansky. I want to get your reaction actually to this because we've talked so much about the consumer and inflation. Do you think that the consumer is poised to spend this holiday season, or do you think we're going to get a little bit of a careful consumer?
I think you'll have a cautious consumer, but it's still going to be a successful holiday season. One thing that I can't help but mention is that because of economic weakness overseas in Europe and in China and a stronger dollar exchange rate, prices for these tangible, tradable goods this is what you buy for the holiday shopping season, are going to be lower than otherwise. You could go ahead and hike tariffs, but there could be so much excess capacity, unsold inventories in Europe and China that the cost of this tariff actually will be borne by the exporter in China more so than in the past. Likewise in Europe.
Because one of the things that we did see, John, was that we saw a lot of the companies in particular, and Target did this, and it hurt them in their earnings because of the port strike. Mm-hmm. They were so nervous that they spent more to get the goods into the store. Now I think that the concern with like a Target is that those consumers are actually not going to go to Target. They're going to go to Walmart. Yeah. And Target's earnings were awful.
If I'm a consumer, I'm worried about inflation as it relates to services. I'm worried about my insurance premiums, my repair costs, whatever else it might be, medical costs. I'm not worried about consumer goods, tangible goods, price inflation. And in fact, if you look at the CPI, the PCE price index, we don't have price inflation anymore for tangible goods. We have price deflation.
Interesting. Well, it's good if you need some paper towels. Stacey Widlitz, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being with us, Stacey. We look forward to more Cyber Week as we continue the shopping. Stacey Widlitz. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.